Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Star Wars Yoda Stories. Ooh, the greatest teacher Game Boy is. As computer games really started taking off in the mid-90s, one of the more prolific companies was LucasArts. They made some of the most beloved point-and-click games ever. Loom, Secret of Monkey Island, Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle, just a string of hits. But of course, given their association with Lucasfilm, they also made plenty of games based on Indiana Jones and, of course, Star Wars. And one of the many Star Wars games they made was a little computer game released in 1997 called Star Wars Yoda Stories, the Game Boy Color port of which we have for you today. Yoda Stories was a major departure from the usual type of Star Wars games. Rather than high action or strategy, it was more of a casual experience, with procedurally generated levels, basic puzzles, and cartoonish graphics. It was almost like LucasArts' attempt to add Star Wars to the list of games everyone had on their computer at the time. Rodent's Revenge, Ski Free, Jazzball, that kind of casual experience. Certainly a worthwhile experiment to try, although why you'd take the game and port it to the Game Boy Color, I'm not sure. Maybe just a way to add to the shockingly small list of Game Boy Color Star Wars games? With a name like Star Wars Yoda Stories, of course the box features Yoda front and center, along with Luke, Darth Vader, R2-D2, everyone you expect. Actually, I'm surprised at how tame the cover is. Star Wars games usually had much more action-packed covers. We're headed off to a galaxy far, far away for this one. Lightsabers at the ready, it's time for Star Wars Yoda Stories. Lucasfilm, Star Wars, THQ? Oh, THQ was involved in this. Interesting. They made some decent stuff. So was Taurus Games, a company that I first heard of 5 seconds ago. Yoda Stories, and there he am. That doesn't look terrible. Ooh. Music is off. Well, it is Star Wars. You can see by the Death Star up there. New game. Hello, Luke. Oh, troubled I am. Oh, thank God I can speed it up. Blah, 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 blah. Han Solo is important to the rebellion. They've impounded the Millennium Falcon. Take this power coupling, you'll need it to complete the task. Yoda spits a hamburger at me. There's loading time for a Game Boy game? That sound effect was pretty decent. AR2. Oh. It might be a little hard to hear, but the lightsaber sound effect's actually pretty good. Hi. Move along, okay? Oh dear. Oh, it's so awkward to move around. Very, very stiff grid-based system. Is that Han Solo? Yar Azim, I agree. Now, how do I play the video game? Go right. No? Oh, those arrows at the bottom mean the directions you can go. I see. This music is driving me crazy. Okay, what do I do? I guess we just go look around for Han Solo. Can I move this rock? It looks very movable. I can. This is... Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, so... this is incredibly stiff to move around. Sometimes you just jut in one direction. The game will just move you out of the way. Like, right there, I was just holding down. What? Yeah. Well, that's the combat, I suppose. Oh my God, this is not going well. This music needs to stop. I am 3 minutes in and it's already driving me insane. Okay, where do I go? I guess we just look around. That guy has a giant head. A sample of Rill. How do I get Rill? How do I get anything? What am I supposed to be doing? Oh my God. You know, games like this, you know, exploration and whatnot, they can work if they're done well. Bad news, this one is not done well at all. The sound effects are the only real good part so far. They're surprisingly high quality for Game Boy. Okay. Oh, you know Luke Skywalker. He's the guy who would just go around indiscriminately murdering people. Oh, that's a thing. Look, things. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm gonna give this another minute, then I'm gonna look up a walkthrough, because I'm already... If I was enjoying the game, I'd probably be like, I can figure this out, but I'm really not. Oh, wait, a new city. Where I'm being shot at. Lightsabers should be a little more effective than this, right? I can't seem to tell where I'm taking damage from. Oh, a thing! A thing. Where's the walkthrough? From the start screen, head one screen south and check the... Look at this wreck. Hey, there's an old loca... Oh, that's actually a thing? I thought that was just part of the background. Oh, I have to check literally everything. It says there's a first aid kit in here. Get out of the way. I literally can't even get to these boxes now. If I hit up and put... Oh, God, I just want to look at the box. Oh, this is terrible. My God, this is bad. I'm, like, actually in awe at how bad this is. I can make no progress. Okay, go north one screen and search the barrel in the top right. So that would be that for the key card. Oh, God, it's completely obtuse. You have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. It is incredibly awkward to move around. I know I'm barely into level 1, but this is just terrible. Okay, key card acquired. Can I just show you guys something? This is the walkthrough for stage 1. You have to do all of these steps just to get through the first level. And there's, I think, 15 levels, it said. Here's a fun fact I learned while doing research on the game. This is technically ranked as one of the worst Game Boy Color games ever by IGN. The only good thing in this game is the sound effects. What few sound effects there are actually sound kinda halfway decent. I'm just mashing buttons while I read more of this talk through. The house at the bottom usually holds the keycard, but sometimes it will only contain junk. Oh, what? So the game is semi-randomized? Which I guess matches in with the original, but still. There's one thing left to check. Can the Game Boy Color version redeem it at all? Well, Yoda definitely looks better. And it runs the exact same. At least it looks slightly better. Oh, you have to look at things from a very specific angle? That's even further crap. God, this is awe-inspiringly bad. I never played the PC version, so I don't know how true it is to the original, but what little I've seen of the PC version was that it was at the very least competent. Maybe not great, but at least could be played. This is absolute dreck. Completely terrible. It is sullying the good name of Star Wars. More than, well, everything else about Star Wars recently has done. A wise green thing once said, "Do or do not, there is no try." And this game most certainly did not. The original game for computers wasn't that great, a pretty average and slow adventure puzzle game, and boy oh boy, the conversion from PC to Game Boy Color did not go well. This game was an absolute disaster no matter how you look at it. The grid-based movement was sluggish and oftentimes didn't work, the combat was a mess, it was hard to tell if you were taking damage, and the music was repetitive and grating. It was a real catastrophe of a game. The only good thing about it was the sound effects, and that's the nicest thing I'm prepared to say. But beyond all that, the game was just boring to play. It was completely obtuse, there was no indication of what you were supposed to do to make progress, so you're just left to wander around and hit A on everything until something reacts. And again, look at all the rules for beating the level, and there were 15 levels. I was having trouble figuring out even the first step. I can't even imagine being a kid trying to get through the whole game. It really was the absolute worst way to design an adventure game. I've seen some sites list this as one of the worst Game Boy Color games ever, and honestly, I can't really disagree. It was a disaster from start to finish, and sits comfortably as one of the worst Game Boy games I have ever played. But hey, at least it's better than... Actually, you know what? No, the prequel trilogy was way better than this. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to subscribe so you can follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm BrianJ, and I'll see you next time.